Hi, I'm content creator. See what happens when you put idiot fucking YouTubers in a live setting. Just because you make crappy YouTube videos doesn't make you a gamer. You should not be at E3. Does not make you a fucking actor. Anyway, besides that, I'm back and I'm going to give you my thoughts on E3 because this year was kind of a stinker. There was some good things. There were some bad things. There was a usual cringe fest like it always is. So I'm going to do all of them except Nintendo, and I'll get into that in a minute. But I've decided to bunch the little ones, so EA, Bethesda, and Ubisoft into the same one. And I wrote down points in my Lego book because I'm a big boy. And then do different ones for Sony and Microsoft because I want to talk about them in depth because those are obviously the big ones. The reason I didn't watch Nintendo is because if I watch that fucking Mario thing, I'm going to buy a Switch and I need to not do that because I got fucked last time, so I'm not doing it. So, we'll start in order. E3 this year was great for Australians because it was on at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Normally, it's like a 2-day affair where we have to stay up till 2:30, then Microsoft starts in the morning and then 4 hours. Anyway, you don't care. EA, so I fucked this up. I thought it started at 6 AM and woke up at 6, but it started at 5. And I turned on and they were showing Battlefield because I was right at the end. I thought, oh yeah, okay, whatever. We've started with Battlefield, or maybe this is before. And then I realized it started, and then it cut to iJustine, and I turned it off and went back to bed. I refuse. No, not after the Video Game Awards, woman. No more to do with you. So I went back and like read stuff and watched some points, watched some other videos of before she was on, thank God. And they did okay. I mean, obviously they're going to spend so much time talking about their crappy sports games. Don't care if I get that they have to show them, but I doubt anyone there at E3 really cares about FIFA, NBA, or Madden. And neither do I. Star Wars looks crap. I don't like Star Wars, so I don't have a Star Wars affinity. If it was a Mass Effect game, I would be moist. But you know, Star Wars, I don't care. The first one sucked. I don't like games by DICE. I've been in an abusive relationship with DICE since Bad Company 2. No more. No. So it doesn't do anything for me. People were saying that it plays fine and now you can do things that they fixed in the first one. Well, fucking the first one, or, you know, the remake, or whatever you want to call it, the reimagining, didn't have stuff that the fucking one had on Xbox 20 years ago. So what does that tell you? Don't want it, don't care. Then they had Anthem. Now, this is a sore subject because it's made by BioWare, who made Mass Effect. Now, the last Mass Effect was a stinker, and I obviously really fucking like Mass Effect. So, my thesis, my opinion, is that they clearly spent less time making Mass Effect and more time making Anthem. So fuck that game, I'm bitter, yeah, sue me. It looks okay if you're into that kind of game, but I don't co-op anymore. I'm too old, and I'd like to play by myself. But if you're into that, it looks good. I really thought as a subculture, we gotten away with pre-recorded dialogue for co-op games by actors. Oh yeah, he should come play tonight because we're gonna get a cool weapon. Oh, let him know. No one talks like this. In my experience of online games, like you're a fucking faggot, fuck you, you gay cunt, all this shit. No one talks like that. Even when you're in a team together, you're shooting the shit. No one speaks tactically. Doesn't happen. If Ubisoft stopped doing it, EA, you can stop doing it. Then we got A Way Out, a compulsory local co-op game. How progressive. I joke, it actually looks pretty interesting, but I can't... And then he got pissy when people started asking him how long the game is, which I think is a legitimate question, because if I have to get Tanner over, or Aaron over, or Marcus over, or whoever, or try and play it with my mother if she's here, how long am I going to have to dedicate time to trying to get them sorted? It looks like a cool idea. If you live in a share house, it's probably going to be Game of the Year. But it does look interesting, and I probably will pick it up depending on the price and if it's cheap, and if I can organise those co-op things. Because then how do you buy it? Because if Tanner wants to play it and I want to play it, do I buy it and he gives me half the money? Or do I say, no, fuck you, you buy it, and then we'll play it at his place? Do we... You know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird. I do miss the days of couch co-op, but sometimes it's just inconvenient. Then we got A Need for Speed, a game which no one asked for, including me. Fuck Need for Speed. And that's pretty much it. EA, pretty weak. I mean, obviously they had a lot of Star Wars stuff, and of course they would, because it's Star Wars. So if you're into Star Wars and you like Battlefront, then you're in for a treat, because there's more of it, and they've actually put features back in, which is exciting. Although a couple of people I was watching were shitting on it, because apparently it's not deep enough, the planet's I don't know. I don't know Star Wars, so I'm not going to try and contemplate. So EA, having iJustine, thumbs down. That's how I'm going to rate things. None of this. Well, EA did such a marvellous job at showing this, but their off-screen gameplay was subpar. So I give, like they're fucking like a principal, so I give EA a D. Okay, no, thumbs down. Thumbs down, thumbs up, that's how it works now. Then we got, which came in order? I can't remember. It was Microsoft and then Ubisoft, wasn't it? Anyway, who cares? We'll start at Ubisoft. They had The Crew 2, another fucking racing game that no one wants. The Crew is like in the bargain bin at JB Hi-Fi for like $10. It was free the other month, couldn't even be bothered to download it. Maybe there are people playing it, not me and not anyone I know. But if you like The Crew, then you have another one. Then Skull and Bones, which took personally my fucking most hated gameplay mechanic from Assassin's Creed Black Flag and turned into an entire game. Although I was the black sheep there because everybody loved the ship combat. I fucking hated it, probably because I was bad at it, which is a legitimate reason for me. But if you like it, hopefully you will like that game. And hopefully it's not like a full release, like full recommended retail price game. Hopefully, I don't know. I haven't really followed things up. I'm just going off what I saw. So hopefully I would think it's not going to be like a full big game money-wise. But For Honor was, and that sucked. And apparently Marcus told me that like 95% of the people who bought it have trailed off and only 5% are still playing, which is unfortunate. Because I was hoping that it would get really cheap and then play it. But apparently the single player sucks as well. Let me know. I don't care. So yeah, I don't really care about this because I do not like the ship combat at all. But if you like it, that is great. And that's the great thing about video games. If I have an opinion that you disagree with, you just go, Kieran, fuck you. I like it and I'm going to buy it. And that does not upset me because I like Saints Row. So fuck you and I'm going to play it, even though what they've done with Agents of... We're getting on... Never mind. We're getting on a tangent. Far Cry 5. Bit of a controversial game because of course it would be, because you're insulting my Jesus. And Jesus. Get over it, guys. Come on, just play the game. It's video games. It's fiction. It's just fun. Oh, but you wouldn't put them Muslimics in these games. Anyway. It looks interesting. I'm glad that it's next year because I don't really need a Far Cry game right about now because I'm currently playing Wildlands, which is boring as fuck, but I can't bring myself to stop playing it. I don't know why. It was like $25 at Target the other day, so I picked it up. The thing I really liked about Far Cry was that it took you to a part of the world that, well, me and a lot of us aren't really familiar with, and they can kind of invent their own thing. You know what I mean? Like the last Far Cry with the animals and where they were. Yeah, we're in Asia, but they don't specify where, so they can do whatever. The same with Far Cry 3. The second one was in Africa, which I've never... Has there been a video game like that in Africa? I can't remember, probably not. So I don't like that now that we're confined to a specific area of a specific country, so they're probably going to have to play by the rules of that. A lot of people are going, well, they should put Far Cry in Australia. That would be hilarious because it would not work. Could you imagine going to the weapons person? G'day, mate. I'm just after a knife. Yep, sure. I'm going to need your passport, your driver's license, so I can give them a scan. Contact the government, and you'll have your knife within 365 working days. That's seriously, it's what it's like. It's ridiculous. It wouldn't work, mate. If you got any guns, and then like, nah. And besides, it's empty. This country is like, I drove from fucking Sydney to Melbourne. Don't recommend it, by the way. There is nothing. Nothing. You'd have to smash it. It just wouldn't work. I would like it though, because that would be fucking hilarious. But yeah, it just looks like more Far Cry, which if you like Far Cry, great. It does not bother me that you are killing innocent white Judeo-Christians. I don't give a shit. I don't think about it that way. He just seems like an insane person, much like in Bioshock and all those other games. But anyway, have a laugh at yourself, people. It's all good. Then, Beyond Good and Evil 2. Ubisoft didn't really have much this year. They didn't have that closer that they normally have. They just had everyone get on stage for a big circle jerk, which I thought was weird. But Beyond Good and Evil 2, a game that's been in development hell for like, what, 15 years? Never played the first one, so I can't comment, but after it, I went on the Xbox store, thanks to backwards compatibility, which we'll get into in another video. I bought the first one for $10. So I'm playing through that. I just got to the factory. It's pretty good. I can see how it was really good back in the day. I understand that because it's quite innovative in some parts, but I don't understand that it seems like a disconnect between that one and the second one, which is a prequel, but it's called 2. I don't understand why you just wouldn't call it Beyond Good and Evil and redo it. Yeah, the trailer for the second one seems like a big disconnect from the themes of the first one. I don't know, maybe it changes because, again, I'm only a couple of hours in. But if you haven't played it, I do recommend picking it up on backwards compatibility because it's a HD remake, so the controls aren't shit. That's the big problem I have with backwards compatibility games is if they're not HD remakes or they're not redone, the controls are shit. Shit. And it's because that's what games were like, you know, 10, 15 years ago. And they look like crap, but I can get past that. It's the controls that bother me. So it's actually really good. It's $10. I picked it up. I'm going to smash it. Good. So Ubisoft, chwa, what should I give them? On a scale of A to F. They can get a thumbs up. I liked stuff they showed. There was, I mean, they didn't have much and nothing's really coming out soon, but look, it looked okay. Then Bethesda. So let's talk about Bethesda. They spent too much time on VR and Skyrim. I like Skyrim. I really do. I've bought it twice. The first time I bought it was the 11th of the 11th of the 11th or whatever it was. And I got all my cash together and drove into town and they were having an ethnic food market and I blew all my Skyrim money on ethnic foods and then had to get more money out. So technically, in my mind, I bought Skyrim like 4 fucking times. No more. I don't understand. I've never tried VR, so I can't comment. But I don't want to have a thing on my head playing Skyrim and Fallout because those games take hours and hours and hours and hours to complete. So at best, it's going to be like, oh look, you know, I'm waving shit around and it's working, and after 5 minutes, I think I would get very tired of that. To me, and I'm going to touch on this in my PlayStation VR thing when I'm talking about Sony, the controller interface in video games to me is never going to change, and the moment that it does, I probably stop playing them because I just like a controller and a TV. That's all I need. It's cool, but would you really want to spend all that time playing Skyrim and Fallout on VR? I wouldn't. Same with Doom. Although that's a different game. That's not actually Doom. Never mind. Scratch that. Then they announced paid mods, which I believe Steam got in a big fucking stink for when they did it, so I don't know how this is going to work for Bethesda. I'm not going to pay for a mod. You can't go, oh look, we're so innovative, guys. We've allowed mods on consoles, which is wicked, even though I didn't download anything because I can't be fucking bothered and they disable achievements. And then go, but we'll make some. Instead of having a coffee next Monday, mate, I'm going to get on my computer and make like Superman, and you can pay money to get it. That doesn't appeal to me. Don't like it. Then Dishonored DLC. Good for those who like Dishonored. I have it. I got it on release, and I have been trying to get into it. I'm on the second mission. I just cannot. You know when you get a game and you just, for the life, you cannot get into it at all? That happened. And I tried. After I beat Prey, which I really liked, I was in the mood for those kind of games because they look similar, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll put it in. Finally beat the first mission, and I'm like, I'm fucking done with this. Because the problem with Dishonored is I haven't really got the patience, which is fine because that's just how I play. So I find myself loading, reload, and it just I get fucking over it. Because I want the good ending, but I want the quickness of the bad ending. So I can't win no matter what I do. I just cannot get into that game. I'm going to try it though, because it's probably a good game. Then Evil Within 2, the first one sucked. Not interested. I hate fucking survival horror. I just think they're such a product of the 90s where, you know, I think we've moved past, I've only got 1 bullet, but there's 10 enemies. It's why I kind of like Outlast and stuff like that, because like, there's no other option. I don't know, I'm not a big horror game fan. Then Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein looks amazing. I loved the remake. I'm so glad that the people developing that get to do more Wolfenstein games and hopefully other games, because id Software have proven that they can't make a game for shit anymore, with Doom, the exception, of course. But prior to that, all their other games sucked. Another controversial opinion of mine, so it's good that they've got passed on to some people who know how to make a game. Looks fantastic. That's really about it. So Bethesda, you can get a thumbs up, because I like most of your stuff. Although the way you presented it was a bit strange. So that is my thoughts on the other 3. tell me what you thought. Tell me what you thought of those three, and or Nintendo if you happen to watch it. But don't mention if Mario looks good, because I'll have to go and watch the video, and then I'll be $500 poorer because that thing is still fucking expensive. And fuck you, Nintendo, for making scarcity. How? Oh yeah, we've got about 6,000 pre-orders for the Switch, guys. Hey, let's just make 2,000 of them. Show these fuckers. I don't know why they have a deep Australian accent, but they do up here in my fantasy. That's what they do. Fuck that. That's bullshit. So yeah. Tell me what you guys think. I don't know how long this video's got. I'll put timestamps. I don't know why I'm saying I'm putting timestamps at the end of the video. But yeah, I'll put timestamps so you can go and have a look. And I'm also going to do Sony and Microsoft, so I'm going to turn this off, render this, and then I'm going to come back and do Sony and Microsoft. So tell me what you guys think. Tell me if I missed anything. I think I did. Honestly, try going to fucking Google and go E3 rundown. Just tell me, in plain English, what they announced. Don't go, shwa. Sony rose from the ashes of last E3 with a trailer for very postmodern video game journalists as scum of the earth. You live in a bubble, no one cares about you, and fucking Kotaku sucks. Anyway, that's it. So I'm going to talk about the next ones next time. So until next time, rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm out. Au revoir.